Hi, today I'll be addressing one of the biggest questions mankind has ever pondered. Are we alone in this universe? After this question has burned inside my own head, for years and years I wanted to hear about others' experiences and thoughts on the subject. It did not take long to find reported sites of UFOs on the internet. However, one man's story is appealing and I decided to dig a little deeper into it. Most of you probably know somebody who claims to have seen a UFO, or maybe you yourself even think you've seen something flying around in the sky. If that is you, you're not alone. In 1989, Bob Lazar was interviewed on national television exposing the U.S. government of their secrecy in attempting to back engineer off-world vehicles. In July of 2020, just this year, more than 30 years after the famous interview, the Pentagon admits to possessing alien craft. Yeah, you heard what I just said. The U.S. government, who was Bob's employer at the time, finally released documents proving Bob's mysterious story. Instead of speculating on who's driving these vehicles, the origins of the vehicles, and all that fun stuff, we're going to focus on the concrete evidence that we do know. Bob worked on the propulsion aspect of the craft during his time in the Nevada desert. He and his co-workers were organized and watched very carefully during their time with the craft. This was done for obvious reasons of not wanting information to be leaked, but this summer, the government's attitude toward this shifted. Eric W. Davis, astrophysicist and former consultant for the Pentagon's UFO program, stated in an interview that off-world vehicles that could not be made on Earth had been retrieved and in possession of the U.S. government. To further evidence of Bob's whistleblowing, the Navy released a video captured by a trusted pilot of a UAP, or unidentified aerial phenomenon, flying through the air. I know exactly what you're thinking right now. This guy is crazy. But I'm telling you the truth. Let me present to you what we do know. At Los Alamos Labs, Bob was part of the propulsion team. His job was to study how the vehicle moved. The vehicle did not use an action-reaction propulsion system like we use in cars today. As you know, a car creates a force to propel the vehicle forward. The same concept is used in planes and rocket ships. In a 2019 interview, Bob Lazar said, "I knew immediately that the vehicle was not created on this earth because how the UFO moved was not like anything humans possessed." To explain how the vehicle moved, he used an analogy that makes it way easier to understand. Picture that you have a bowling ball resting on a mattress. If you were to push your fist in the mattress in front of it, the bowling ball would roll forward. The UFO used the same concept in order to move. It would bend space in front of it in order to propel itself forward. It sounds far-fetched, but this is the theory that Bob and his team came up with. As you can imagine, the UFO program was very careful with this information. Bob was told the minimum amount of information about the vehicle in order to work on the vehicle. As I said, Lazar and his team were only focused on the propulsion system. The program compartmentalized the members of the program so that there was no collaboration throughout the program. If the members of the program were able to collaborate, information about the origins of these and all that crazy stuff would have been shared, something they did not want. To further prevent information being shared between and amongst the members of the program, Lazar was sent to study the technology separate from the rest of the program. He and his team worked on this propulsion for a few miles from the main base of the program. The program did not stop there in attempting to degrade Bob's credibility. They had erased his name from the records at Los Alamos and publicly denied the information Bob had leaked. Of course, this was prior to Pentagon's statement this summer confirming the possession of UFOs. In a documentary called Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers, Bob presents evidence of a newspaper from 1989 showing himself working at Los Alamos Labs. In a separate interview, Bob shows a clip of him walking through Los Alamos Labs, explaining where everything is, talking to his ex-co-workers, explaining the exact layout, and showing you the video of him walking through the lab, proving that he had worked there. It is safe to say that Bob did not go public with this information to be famous or profit from it. He has not made a single dime from this, and his life has gone downhill since the whistleblowing. Enough about Bob for now. Let's discuss the clip declassified and captured by the Navy. During training flights in 2004 and 2015, Navy pilots, which is this video, captured this. This is a screenshot of the video they captured of a 45-second clip of a UFO flying through the air. They had locked onto it. Although they did say that this vehicle performed movements not possible with the technology we know and possessed, they did say that they cannot confirm the origins of it, other than off-world. This seems to be a big step in the right direction to building a trusting relationship between the people and the government on the subject. Bob Lazar deserves a recognition for blowing the lid off the program. Without him going public with the information he gathered, who knows if they would have even declassified this at all. I highly recommend that you check out the Netflix documentary Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers if you are looking for more information on this. To conclude, Bob had learned about the propulsion of the craft, only publicly released information that was concrete. He avoided any speculation or anything that could not have been backed up with evidence. The UFO program did everything they could to suppress and derail Bob, but Bob was too much for the UFO program to handle, along with the help of social media. 30 years after Bob went public with the information, the Pentagon has finally given up. They declassified Bob's story, confirming that he is not lying. Bob had won.